I'm Healing Wolf, here to help you walk through the jungle of recovery. Today I want to talk about protective sensations. Before I talk about it, I'd love to ask you a favor. If you could smash that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. If you're enjoying my videos, give me a comment. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to interact with you and find out. Sometimes you're going to teach me something I need to know, and I really appreciate your contributing to my mission to help people get out of hell. So, let's breathe a little together. Let's take a deep breath in, fill our chests, our bellies and chests. And then exhale slowly through the mouth. I talk about this all the time, but I don't know if I talk about it with enough specificity and clarity, so I'm going to do so now. Unconscious mind is an ancient mind. It runs the show. It controls things like our blood pressure, it controls our organs, it controls our heart rate, it controls our respiration if we're not consciously breathing. It takes us through the night, runs the brain stuff. I mean, it's just recycling all the time. It's cellular stuff. It's just got so many things are happening. And it also has this even bigger thing that it's doing all the time. It's analyzing and determining if we need more protection. That if we're in danger, if we're in a situation where we need extra strength or alertness, or we need energy so that we can either fight or flee. And so that's the sympathetic part of the nervous system. The parasympathetic is doing all the digestion and organ stuff and all that other stuff. So when one's on, the other one's off, basically. I mean, they're working, they're both still working, but when sympathetic is activated, a lot of the other stuff slows way down. So back to protective sensations. So when unconscious mind feels that we need extra energy and strength for protection to keep us alive so that we survive, it gives us those sensations, those protective sensations. And for those of you who are recovering from anxiety or chronic pain, you know those sensations can be really loud and they can come for no real reason. Like unconscious mind is this big soup of experiences and inputs and codes that can develop like in an instant. Like you can develop a trauma response code that has nothing to do with a real danger. I mean, I developed a panic attack habit loop where it just had to do with the way I put my head on the pillow at night. I mean, how ridiculous is that? Zero danger, but it happened once. And when it happened once, it got coded in and I unwound it. I practiced and it disappeared. But it took some time. It happened immediately. And that's the interesting thing about unconscious mind. It's not going to take the time to hang out with conscious mind and say, is this really an issue? Or is this real? Is this something that we really need to be concerned about? No, it's lightning fast and it codes and then it locks the code in. And if you don't consciously work on, and subconsciously, if you're working with me as a client, we're going to work on that subconscious level as well. If you don't actively unwind that, then those patterns will continue to play out. And they're all protective. So when I work with clients, I'm working on the subconscious level, the unconscious level, to get that message to unconscious that it does not need to respond, that it can relax and let go of responding to things that are over. So getting it the message of things being done and over is a huge part of what I do with clients, so that their unconscious mind knows those things are over. And another part of that is reducing or eliminating the process of worry, because that's another process. Unconscious mind doesn't have a concept of time, so it can think that something that happened a long time ago is still happening, or something that never happened but gets played out and thought over and over is happening. So those two things are not responding to what's actually happening in your life in the current moment. And my job and my work and my passion is to get your mind, my clients' minds, to a place where their minds are operating in a much more functional way. That even though unconscious can't grasp things like rational thinking and time and negation and a whole bunch of stuff, that it's still tuned. It's tuned and trained to respond to what is happening here and now. And that's a mindfulness response. And that is something that you can cultivate through meditation, through other mindfulness practices. And it's something that I work on cultivating with my clients using a bunch of processes. And that's the essence of protective sensations. Those protective sensations are protective, but they're not necessary. They're overprotective sensations. So they come on to give you energy, and what do? We sit with that energy. We can channel that energy into positive forward motion in our life to teach our unconscious mind that we're good, that we're okay, that we're fine. And we can tune our unconscious to respond to the present. So responding to the present, back to the present, back to the present, back to what's going on right now in my body, energy, environment, perception, all of that stuff, all of the information that's coming in, present moment. And the more present you can get, the more you're not sucked into virtual realities, so to speak. You have a reality of a future that will never exist. We're always going to be right here in the present. And a past that never will exist again. And it doesn't exist now because you can't go there. We can't go back to being a child again in the situation we are. In fact, if we did, that house might not even be there that we were in, or that playground, or wherever we were. It might be demolished now. It might be a totally new house there. We can't go back there. And those people from my childhood, some of them are dead. Some of them are gone. Like the school teacher that yelled at you and generated protective sensations this week when you felt yelled at by someone else, or you were yelled at by someone else, that school teacher response for the little child. All that is just jumbled up protective sensations coming through. So I want you to get clear and get present. That's your superpower. Developing the ability to respond to what is happening right here and right now. To taste the tea as you drink the tea, knowing that it's tea. To be really in it. To really listen to things. To really put your focus on one thing and allow that focus to build like a muscle until unconscious mind is no longer going to be tempted to respond to a bunch of nonsense data, because that data is not real. All right, let me know in the comments what you think of today's video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I'm always working to explain the most valuable parts, the most treasured insights that I've gotten on my own hell journey, so that you can move more quickly and more thoroughly through your own transformation. I know you can do it. I love you with the love of somebody who's been through hell, and I know you're on your way out. So keep listening and keep engaging with the present moment.